Welcome everyone to Cinema Spotlight. Wait, this is awkward. Hang on one second. Okay, I don't know if this is any better, but let me know if this works because this is my new camera and we're going to see if it's a better quality for all of us. Let me know and we're going to dive right back on in. Welcome everyone to Cinema Spotlight. Diving into Nora Ephron's career, we will be talking about You've Got Mail. Goodbye. Okay, I'm going to stop now. Dated technology aside, You've Got Mail is about two people connected through the internet sending via emails. Joe Fox and Kathleen Kelly both are smitten by the relationship they've established, though they have never before met. However, little do they know, in the real world, Joe is putting Kathleen out of business, and in person, they don't get along very well. This movie, I missed. I only heard one joke from someone who quoted the movie long, long ago, and he said, F-O-X. I was like, well, what does that mean? What's that from? And he's like, oh, it's just You've Got Mail, and you'd have to see the movie to understand. Gee, thanks. That was helpful. Flash forward a couple of decades later, and now I get it. Go figure. But if you want to get the joke yourself, well, I suggest you watch You've Got Mail too. So, talk about cop-outs. Haha! This teams up Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan together again after Sleepless in Seattle and a very different filmography altogether, Joe versus the Volcano. That being said, there is no denying the chemistry between these two together. They really sell it. And unlike Sleepless in Seattle, these two don't spend the entire film apart and only meet at the end. They meet somewhere in the beginning, immediately start to dislike one another of their business statures, and have no clue that they are writing to one another and slowly falling in love. If there's one thing I can take away from this is how genuine the dialogue is. There were moments my brain wasn't processing the movie, and as movies go, you pretty much understand that, dialogue is dialogue, but if it's good, your brain will shut down and believe that you're watching something true happening in front of you. And that's exactly what was happening with me. I felt like I was watching real people for a moment. And I really love it when that happens. What I also love is a film depicting the internet as genuinely as it can, but I'm sure that there were some minor exaggerations. Because I remember the dial-up era, but I was just barely getting into that before it changed into something else. I don't know if a lot of people can imagine what it was like back in the day, but there was a time where you couldn't be on the phone while someone was on the internet. Okay, I'm really showing my age here. Wow. Hi, I feel old. Those were the days. The thing is, this film stays pretty grounded. Keeps things focused between our two leads, and you get a feel for the characters when they are together as much as they are apart. When they are together, they are bitter, spatting out dialogue as if they were both tea kettles. But when they depart and reflect on the day to each other unknowingly, you are just waiting for one of them to realize what's going on. What I took away from this movie is really the chances of connection. It can happen in an instant and be gone, or the person you just spoke to ends up being the most important person in your life. And I can attest to that many a time in my life, and internet wasn't even involved. But this film shows you the chances of it being possible with a platform as a foundation of connectivity. Of course, at the time of this film, and the ever-growing rate of the internet, it just sounded like a less likely idea but a fun thought. But now it's a very real thing and it happens all the time. Bottom line, this film is really sweet, fun, and adorable. And this is the second film that I've called adorable and has Tom Hanks in it. Go figure. Jesus, Tom Hanks, if you're watching this, you need to stop. Stop making adorable films. But it's a fun film that is about two people having a real issue, but in actual total honesty, they are falling in love with one another and they don't even realize it. I'd also say there's another lesson to take from this film, and that is to be careful what you say to someone because you never know how it may affect them. Granted, in this day and age, we say things to be real and true to ourselves, And when we're trying to help someone out or tell them how we feel because we were wronged or we just want to help them, sometimes it just comes off as rude and we become less cordial. You would be honestly surprised on how cordial everyone is with one another in this film. And it could probably take away something from you where you're just like, I'd handle that way differently. Just saying. This film really kind of shows you the consequences of if you say something, you might regret it later, so be careful on what you say. But I can give you the advice of what you could say. But in the end, this film really works on levels that you think it should fall flat on its face. To explain what I mean would dive into spoilers, but this film doesn't cross any lines and keeps a truly entertaining value in the highest capacity. For that, I liked You've Got Mail, but I wouldn't own. I definitely say check it out, don't get me wrong, but I would say I'd watch it again if it ever came on randomly. Alright, thank you all so much for watching. If you have seen You've Got Mail, let me know down in the comments. Be kind, be reasonable, and let's talk. Like, share, and subscribe, and click that bell so you don't miss another video. With all that said, I hope you all have a fantastic and wonderful day. Until next time.